on your solar plexus, and start to find the breath and whatever it is you woke up with this morning. And with this gesture of checking in, right, of having the hands on the body. Sometimes when you're tense or anxious, somebody who cares about you just placing a hand and you can soften everything about how you're feeling in that moment. So just connect with that sense of just checking in, making sure you're okay, and let yourself see how the breath is inside the body. If it feels stuck up in the chest, or if you can drag it down into the bottommost part of the lungs and take that nice big full deep breath. And this is the space, the third chakra that we were talking about, that governs the element of fire in the body. And so I've been starting every class with this little exercise of filling with light from the inside out. And so let's start off like that again, where as you keep the gaze inward, allow yourself to connect your breath with a light. And as you inhale, I want you to start to fill from the inside out with this light, and use the exhale to kind of spread this light wherever it needs to be. Allow it to dissolve anything that feels heavy or dark, right? Our goal is to be really light and free in the body. And so we're going to use the heat and the fire that we create to dissolve lesser energies, lower vibrations in the body, anything that feels like anxiety or fear or tension or doubt. So let yourself continue to breathe, filling with this light. Let yourself acknowledge it as the light of peace, of good health, of calm, of protection. And as you breathe, allow it to start to fill the space around you, right? Creating this little healing ring of light around you, so that only things that vibrate at that same level about peace, about good health, about being protected, that's all that can find you in your energy field. And then from here, bow the chin down to the chest. And let's bring the palms together at the heart center. And take a moment and just set an intention for your practice this morning. Maybe sending this light out to someone or some group that you know is in need. Maybe keeping it for yourself this morning, knowing that we need to fill ourselves up before we can give out. Or maybe it's just a general wish to send some light out into the planet. And then blink open the eyes. And on the inhale, let's reach the arms around and up and feel the fingers moving through that ring of light that surrounds you. And then on the exhale, bring the palms back together at the heart center. Again, inhale, reach the arms around and up. And on the exhale, let the palms come back to the heart. One more time. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, bring the hands back together at the heart. All right, from here, let's bring the arms out in cactus at your sides. So elbows in line with the head of the shoulder. Spread the fingers wide apart. And as you lift through the sides of the body, right, feel the spaces between the ribs growing. Lift the sternum, relax the shoulders. Now from here, you're going to twist the torso to the right, rotating around the axis of the spine, and then back to center, and then over to the left. Right, come back through center, rotate over to the right, and keep your hips square towards the front of your mat as you're twisting here. And then back to center, and then over to the left. Now you can close the eyes and start to pick up the pace of your twist if that feels good for you. Think about the torso being as long as possible here. And again, that sense of rotating around the axis of the spine, lifting from the navel as you twist. Just feel like you're getting the energy moving in the body this morning, especially that sense of moving the digestive fire, right? Trying to stoke that for the day. Keep the shoulder blades drawing slightly towards one another. Try to keep the elbows lifted in line with the heads of the shoulders so you feel a little bit of heat building in the shoulders as well. Alrighty, then start to slow down. Go one more time over to the right and one more time over to the left. And then back to center. Now straighten out the arms, relax your shoulders, press the palms back, open up through the heart. Good. Then take the right hand to the earth, allow the left arm to reach overhead. Turn the heart open, press your left thigh towards the earth, draw the navel in, reach both arms back up, and then switch. Take the left hand to the floor beside you, roll the heart open, let that right arm reach. Okay, both arms up. And exhale, just bring them down to your sides. Okay, from here, let's get right onto all fours. So starting off with the wrists under the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips, right? And keep the fingers spread wide apart here. And distribute weight forward towards the pads of the fingers so that the heels of the hands get pretty buoyant. And then from here, we're gonna kick the toes off to the right and then press your hips to the left. And then do the opposite. Kick the toes to the other side and then press the hips to the right. And one more time. Take them over to the right, press the hips to the left, and then switch. All right, coming back to center here. Let's start off, tuck the toes, try to sit back in a really active child's pose. So toes are tucked, reach the hands forward. You let the forehead touch down onto the earth. Keep the collarbones and the shoulder blades spreading apart here, and try to breathe into the back body, the spaces between the ribs, the lower spine. And then from here, we're gonna kind of play around with our cat-cow a little bit this morning. As you inhale, it's round the spine, coming high up onto the knees. And then as you shift forward, let the shoulders come slightly past the wrists, so you flatten out the spine on the diagonal. Let's go just chaturanga. Bend the elbows straight back, back up to plank, and then back into that really active child's pose with the toes tucked in. Good stretch for the soles of the feet as well. Okay, round the spine. Let's get high up on the knees here. Reach the heart forward, bend the elbows back. Let's go just chaturanga, back up to plank, back into that active child's pose. One more time, round the spine, high up onto the knees. Reach the sternum forward, bend the elbows back, just chaturanga, back up, back into that child's pose. Hold it here. Let the forehead touch down. Keep the collarbones spreading apart here and the shoulder blades. And now we're gonna round the spine, come high up onto the knees. Let's untuck the toes, coming through cat pose. From here, keep the sternum reaching forward. Arms are straight but not locked. Roll your shoulder blades towards one another. Let's pick the toes up towards the sky and try to lift the heart up a little more. Think of just getting the shoulder blades to press together. Keep the thumb and index finger rooting down. Tops of the feet press into the mat. Now regular child's pose, sitting all the way back. Let the forehead touch down, spread the shoulder blades, now round the back, come high up onto the knees, reach the heart forward again, point the toes up, draw the shoulder blades towards one another, navel in, sit all the way back, regular child's pose there. One more time, rounding the spine, let's come high up onto the knees, reach the sternum forward, point the toes up towards the sky, shoulder blades draw together, good job, and then sit all the way back in child's pose and hold it here. Good, taking a couple of deep breaths again into the whole back of the body. And then from here, come up onto the pads of the fingers. So walk the hands all the way over to the right, and then you can put the left palm on top of the right, melting that left armpit down towards the earth. And then walk the hands all the way over in the other direction. And then coming back to center. Let's get back up onto hands and knees. From here, extend one leg and then the other back into plank pose. Reaching the sternum forward, pressing the heels back. Elbows are always just a little bit soft. And even here, you want to distribute weight towards the pads of the fingers so the heels of the hands are a little bit buoyant. And then let's slide the hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. And take a moment here and you can bicycle out the legs and sway those hips from side to side. Maybe coming high up onto the balls of the feet. Pivot the heels over to the right. And then up through center and over to the left. And then back to center. From here, let's wave the spine forward to plank. And then lifting from the lower belly, up and back, downward facing dog. Again, wave the spine forward to plank. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog. This time wave the spine forward to plank. Let's set the knees on the earth. Bend the elbows back, chaturanga to the belly. Untuck the toes here. So we're still gonna go underneath the elbows. Arms are alongside the rib cage. Roll the shoulder heads back. Lift the torso, baby or full cobra. Lifting more with the sternum, keeping length in the neck. From here, press to the knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Good, let's slide forward to plank. Let's bring the left knee onto the ground. And from here, pivot onto the sole of the right foot. Slide that left hand forward a little bit and then fan open the right arm. So coming through this modified side plank, turn the right palm forward and sweep that arm overhead. Now, as you lift up the right leg, heel in line with the hip. Notice if your left wrist and shoulder are stacked, you might need to scoot that left wrist forward a tiny bit. Keeping that right arm bicep by the ear, retract the arm bone deep into its socket on your exhale. Let's draw the knee and the elbow together. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, navel and jaw together. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale. Inhale, 2 more like this. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale. Inhale, good job. Windmill that right hand down. From here, keep the right toes tucked into the mat. Let's extend the left leg all the way up into the air. Soften the back of the right knee. Reach through the left heel. Walk the heels of the hands back a tiny bit so your down dog gets a little bit shorter. Good. From here, draw the lower belly in and up. See if you can reach your right hand. Maybe just come up onto the fingertips or reach that right hand all the way back like where the wall and the ceiling meet. Keep that lower belly drawing in. From here, maybe see if you can draw your left knee towards your left tricep. Good, put the right hand down, extend that left leg up, bring the left foot back to meet the right, back in the back end of your mat for downward facing dog. And then from here, let's slide forward to plank, take the right knee to the earth, and then roll into the sole of the left foot, fanning that left arm open. Turn the palm forward, sweep the arm overhead, retract the left arm bone deep in its socket, slide your right hand forward a little bit, and then let's take that left leg up, heel in line with the hip. Draw the lower belly in and up here, engaging Uddiyana Bandha, and on your exhale, draw the knee and the elbow together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale. Exhale, 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale and exhale. Good job. Extend that out. Windmill that left hand down. Bring the toes of the left foot to the ground. Let's step back, 3-legged dog here, reaching through that right heel. Walk the heels of the hands back a tiny bit so you shorten your down dog. Keep your collarbones spread wide apart. Draw the lower belly in, see if you can come up onto those left fingertips. Maybe you reach that left hand back. Maybe see if you can draw your right knee towards your right tricep. Good job, put the left hand down. Extend that right leg back up and then bring the right foot next to the left. Okay, from here, inhale, slide forward to plank. Reaching the sternum forward, take the right foot outside the right side of the mat, left foot outside the left side of the mat. Then take it back in, right and left. Go out, right in, left in, right, left, left. Now you can modify by just holding wide plank. And if there's a pressure in the wrist issue, maybe coming down onto the forearms. Okay, last time you're in, stay there. Let's come back into downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch the right leg all the way up into the air. Come up onto those left fingertips. Hold it here. Maybe you extend that left hand back behind you. Maybe see if you can draw the right knee towards the right tricep. You're going to extend the right leg back, bring the left hand down to the ground. From here, you're going to come up onto your right fingertips. And let's draw forward to plank. Think of drawing your right knee towards your left thumb, holding it here, rounding through the spine. Or see if you can float that right arm all the way up into the air. Good job. Take the right hand down, put the right foot between the hands, set the left knee gently on the ground. Untuck those toes. Anjaneyasana here. Resist the floor with your right heel. Draw that right hip crease back. Lengthen the tailbone downward. Open up through the chest. Big deep breath in. Good job. Bring the hand down. Tuck the left toes. Lift up that thigh. Reach the sternum forward. On your exhale, fan open the right arm. Drawing back through the right hip crease. Root down through the big toe of your right foot. And then bring the right hand down to step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. And exhale back, down dog. Let's take the left leg up into the air when you're ready. Again, to walk your hands back, you can shorten your down dog a little bit, letting that right heel come a little closer to the floor. Come up onto your right fingertips. Maybe see if you can reach that right hand back towards the foot of your mat, or like where the wall and the ceiling meet. Maybe left knee can come in towards that left tricep. Super engage your core here. Good, then extend that leg up, bring the right hand down, come up onto your left fingertips. As we slide forward to plank, think of drawing your left knee towards your right thumb. Hold it here. Maybe see if you can extend that left arm all the way up, and then float the foot between the hands. Set the right knee gently on the ground, untuck those toes. Inhale up here, Anjaneyasana. Resist the floor with your left foot. Slide your shoulders away from the ears. Maybe even engage, squeeze that right glute to help release the front of the right hip flexor. And then float the hands down. From here, tuck your right toes into the mat. Lift up that thigh. Left hip draws back as you reach your heart forward. Fan open the left arm. From here, roll this bottom shoulder, the right shoulder head back. And take the left hand down from here. You're going to lean back a little bit. Step the back foot up to meet the front. Inhale up halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Lift and lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, navel in, fold forward and down. From here, bend those knees. Use the strength of your core. Let's roll up one vertebra at a time. Sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale. Bring the palms together at the heart. Good. From here, step your feet a little bit wider than you would normally in Tadasana. Let's find this wide-legged Tadasana. Really good to help us with that sense of feeling steady on the earth and grounded, to channel our mountain energy. So lift and spread the toes and place them back down. Tailbone is going to lengthen towards the earth. Lower belly is drawing in and up. Let the hands hang, palms face forward at your sides. Spread your collarbones. Think of lifting the back of the head up towards the sky. Close the eyes. And then start to breathe from the soles of the feet. Draw that earth energy up the legs, right? Feel that sense, channel that mountain energy. So steady, so strong, so calm. And then try to breathe on the exhale from the crown of the head back down into the feet. All right, palms meet at the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. You can keep the feet wide here for a little bit. Urdhva Hastasana. On the exhale, lead with the heart, soft knees, fold forward and down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen, coming up just to a flat back. Exhale, navel in, fold back down. Bend those knees, roll it up one vertebra at a time. Sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale, palms will meet at the heart. Let's get going. Inhale, arms come up, nice long torso here. Lead with the heart, soft knees, fold forward and down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back into plank. We'll start off a couple rounds of Surya Namaskar A. Shift forward on the toes, bend the elbows back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog. Drawing the shoulder blades towards one another. Then lift from the lower belly and press back, down dog. Good. From here, in your down dog, start with the fingers. So root down through the pads of the fingers, rooting especially into the thumb and index. Think about lifting the forearms up and then drawing the upper arms towards one another. Reach the sternum forward into the space between the thumbs and then press your hands forward to help you slide the hips up and back. On the next inhale, lift the heels and look forward. On the exhale, bend the knees and step walk or float up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen the chest up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, navel in, fold forward and down. From here, put a little bend in the knees and a flat spine. Rise all the way up. Exhale, bring those palms back together at the heart center. Again, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms reach up, long torso here, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, soft knees, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, lift and lengthen, come up halfway. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step or float back, plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, as you lift the heart, get the shoulder blades to come towards one another, and then lift from the lower belly, pressing back, downward facing dog. And as we're still warming up, see what feels good here. Kind of bend the knees, one and then the other, walk in place. Maybe sway the hips a little side to side. Okay, on the next inhale, lift the heels and look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Step, walk, or float up to the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. A little bend in the knees, a flat back, rise all the way up. Exhale, palms meet at the heart. All right, we're gonna add on a little bit here. Inhale, arms come up, long torso, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Bend the knees, plant the palms, just step to plank and pause here. Now, if you want to do what we did before, you can drop your right knee to modify your side plank. Otherwise, let's take the right hand, either way. Right hand's gonna move up and out just an inch, pinky toe side of the right foot, fan the left arm open. Now lift the right hip up, draw your left hip forward a tiny bit. Sweep that left arm overhead, take the left leg up on your exhale, draw the knee and the elbow together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, see if you can get yourself on the blade, on the pinky toe edge of that the right foot rather, the bottom leg. Last one here. Good, then you're gonna windmill that left hand down, come back to plank, slide the right hand back underneath the right shoulder, shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Remember, if you're in up dog, get those hips high up, and then lift from the lower belly. Downward facing dog. First adjustment when you get back there, always spread the collarbones. Reach the crown of the head also forward into the space between the thumbs. That'll help create length in the neck. Traction out the upper back a little bit. One more breath here. And then inhale, lift the heels, look forward, bend the knees. You can step, walk, or float up to the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, navel in, fold back down. A little bend in the knees, a flat back, rise all the way up. And exhale, let the palms meet at the heart. Other side, inhale, arms come up, nice long torso here, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, soft knees, fold it down. Inhale, lift and lengthen, halfway up. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back into plank. Again, if you're modifying, left knee will come to the earth. Otherwise, let's take that left hand up and out just an inch. Pinky toe side of the left foot, let the right arm reach up. Now, right hip draw it forward a tiny bit, right? And then sweep the right arm overhead, take the right foot up. On your exhale, draw the knee and the elbow together. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Keep that left elbow a tiny bit soft. Inhale, exhale. Good job. Reach it out. Windmill that top hand down. Slide the left wrist back underneath the left shoulder. Shift forward. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale back. Downward facing dog. So start to be aware of the energy of the body as we start to build a little bit of heat, and use the exhalation to distribute that heat. Try to let it dissolve whatever woke up with this morning that felt a little cranky or tight. On your next inhale, let's lift the heels, look forward, bend the knees, and then you can step, walk, or hop back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold back in. A little bend in the knees, a flat spine, rise all the way up, and exhale, bring the palms back together at the heart. Let's move on from here. Inhale, arms come up, nice long torso. Exhale, soft knees, fold forward and down. Inhale, lift and lengthen, coming up just halfway. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back into plank. Your choice. From here, you can slide right back into down dog or flow through a vinyasa, more movement or less movement, whatever you feel like this morning. Alrighty, when you're ready, let's float the right heel up into the air. Hold it here. Again, you can walk those hands back a tiny bit to shorten your down dog. See if you can come up onto your left fingertips. Keep that left knee a little bit soft. Maybe you reach that left hand back, like where the wall and the ceiling meet. Engage the core. Think of whole front body pressing into the back body. Maybe you draw that right knee in towards your right tricep. Extend the right leg back. Bring the left hand to the floor. Come up onto your right fingertips. As you slide forward to plank, let's bring the right knee to the left thumb or in that direction. Hold it here up onto the right fingertips. Or see if you can extend that right arm all the way up. And then you'll float the right foot in between the hands. Pivot the left heel down. Warrior two. So pinky toe side of your left foot is going to go parallel to the back end of your mat. And let's hold it here for a moment. Spreading those collarbones apart. Press the right knee forward. Press the right shin bone back. Drop the left hip so it's even with the right. Squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Good, relax the jaw. Take this as your active resting posture. All right, from here, let's straighten out the front leg. Hands to the hips, turn the toes forward. Now let's go heels in and toes out. Okay, let's start off hands on the hips. You're gonna bend the knees, press the knees back towards the pinky edges of the feet, squeeze the inner thighs together, stand up. So you can keep hands at the hips or bring them to the heart. Sit down, rise up. 3 more like this. Down and up. Lower belly is in, down and up. Good job, last one, down and up. Now you're gonna turn so that your left foot's facing forward. You're up on the ball of the right foot, hands to the hips. You're gonna bend both knees and then straighten out both legs. Draw the your left hip back. Bend and straighten. Lower belly draws in, bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. 2 more. Bend and straighten. Last one, bend and straighten. Back to center, heels in, toes out. 5 here. Bend and straighten. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Hands can meet at the heart. Press the knees back. Good, last one. Now turn right foot forward up onto the ball of the left foot. Bend, let that left knee come towards the earth. And then as you straighten out both legs, root down through the big toe mound of that front foot. Again, lower belly still in and up here. Bend and straighten. 2 more. All right, back to center. Heels in, toes out. Now you can bring hands together. If you want to use the arms, reach them up. And then bring the palms back to the heart. Up and back to the heart. You want to make it a little more challenging even, you can lift the heels up. Last one. Okay, hands to the hips, turn both feet so left foot's forward, up onto the ball of your left foot. And as you slide forward, let's go right leg into the chest, dome the spine, press the earth away from you. Inhale, take that right knee all the way up and over. And then again, exhale as you come forward, doming the upper back, push the earth away. 1 more time. Inhale all the way up and over, and then this time as you exhale, we'll float the foot between the hands. Pivot that left heel back down, warrior 2. So again, relax through the collarbones and the shoulder blades. Dropping the left hip so it's even with the right. Press the right knee forward, the right shin bone back, so you feel like you're kind of plugging this thigh into the top of this hip socket there. And let this be your active rest. Smooth out the breath. Remember, let all of those heavy, really dark vibrations in the body just get burnt up with the fire. So close the eyes for a moment here, and as you exhale, whatever is tight, tense, heavy, place it into that fire that you've built internally, and on the exhale, feel it just kind of dissolving there. All right, now straighten out the front leg. Turn the toes forward. We're going to keep the pinky edges of the feet parallel to the sides of the mat now, and bring the arms back out in line with the collarbones. From here, you're going to bend the right knee, sit all the way back. Now, important here, we want the longest torso possible, and we want a flat spine as we come up and down. So a little easier to bring that left hand right down in front of you. More challenging, you take it all the way across the body, like in front of the right foot. So there's a big twist here. Now with a flat back and a tight belly, rise all the way back up to stand. Arms come out in line with the collarbones. Bend the left knee, bring the right hand all the way across the body. Think torso is reaching forward, sternum is reaching forward, and then all the way back up. And then sit to the right, and then all the way back up. So again, find that sense of rotating around the axis of the spine. Inhale up, exhale, twist and sit. So it should be slow. Inhale and exhale, so that you have enough time to complete a breath. Right, feel that rotation in the body, right? Think of that sense of twisting, helping move digestion along, up and across, up and across, up and across. Okay, let's go 1 more on each side. Okay, keep the arms out in line with your collarbones. Turn your right heel in like you're prepping for Trikonasana. You can heel toe your back foot up a little bit if you need to. Now from here, start to deepen through that front hip crease. Increase the length on this whole right side of the body here. When you can't reach it anymore, you bring the right hand down. If you've got a block at home, feel free to grab it. Left arm's gonna go high. Think one long line from wrist to wrist. Now keep this front knee a little bit soft. It's really easy to lock it out. So just a micro bend in that knee. Turn the left palm forward, maybe sweep that arm overhead, increasing that stretch through the side of the body. Retract your left arm bone deep into its socket. Good job. Windmill that top hand down, pivot on the left foot so that you're in a little lunge facing forward. From here, and take your hands out a little bit wider than you would normally in a lunge. And you're gonna start to bounce a little bit up and down. Now you can just step and then switch. Right, so that'll be our modification. Or a little more heat, you're gonna hop and switch those feet up. Hop and switch, hop and switch, hop. Get those hips high, think really light movement in the body. Good, one more time on each side. And then plant the palms, step to plank, back to down dog. Maybe you slide forward and take a vinyasa here, up to you. When you're ready, let's go left leg into the air. Roll the hip open, bend the knee. Now draw your right hip back. Drop your left armpit so it's even with the left. Spread the collarbones apart. High up onto the ball of the right foot. Draw that left thigh into the chest, dome the spine, press the earth away. Inhale, take that all the way up and over. Exhale, coming forward, thigh into the chest, dome the spine, push the earth away. One more time, all the way up and over. This time, you'll float the foot between the hands, pivot the right heel down, warrior two. Take a moment, relax the jaw. Gaze is forward over that front hand. Now press the left knee towards the pinky edge of the foot, right? Same thing if that adductor, that inner thigh is weak, it might come towards the big toe side. So you can roll the femur bone back. Try to get the knee to track over the second and third toe, right in the center of the foot. And from here, straighten out the front leg. Turn those left toes forward. Lift the heart one more time. You're gonna bend the right knee. Reach that left hand across the body. Inhale up. Exhale, go to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, sit. Up and reach. Go across. Up and reach. Up and reach. Good. Find that steady rhythm of building heat where it's not overwhelming you, right? So if you're slowing down the breath or using the strength of maybe Ujjayi breath to help control the heat of the breath inside the body, you just let that internal fire build, but it's not overpowering you. Up. Okay, let's go one more on each side. Across, up, across, and up. Good job. Turn that left heel in. You can heel toe the back foot up if you need to. Start to deepen through that front hip crease and Trikonasana here on the other side. So as the left arm comes down, let the right arm go high. Roll the left shoulder, head back. Think of getting as much length through the underside, this left rib cage, as you can. Turn the right palm forward. Maybe you sweep that arm overhead, increasing the side stretch. Draw your right shoulder blade away from your right ear. Keep that left knee soft. Okay, windmill that top hand down, pivot on the ball of the right foot. Hold it here in your lunge. Separate those hands a little bit and then either step or hop and switch. Hop and switch. Up onto the fingertips probably makes this a lot easier. Find that lift from the core. One more time on each side. And then plant the palms, step back to plank, down dog, or take a vinyasa. And then from here, let's bring the knees to the earth and sit back in child's pose. Taking a moment, just finding that balance, between movement and stillness. I'm going to start to cool it down. Okay, when you feel ready, start to make your way back into downward facing dog. Okay, let's take the right leg all the way up into the air. Hold it here so you can reach your left hand back. So bring the left hand down, roll the right hip open, bend the knee. You can stay here or flip your dog. Follow the right foot's going to come to the floor behind that left thigh. Lift the hips up, turn the right palm down. Might feel nice to have this openness through the whole front of the body now. And now drop the hips, we'll go right into pigeon. As you pivot on the ball of your left foot, you're going to use your core to rotate, bring the right knee behind the right wrist. Right ankle behind the left wrist. So let's take a moment, set yourself up, back leg lines up from hip to heel. Now lift the hips up and square them off a little more. And then walk the hands all the way around towards your right thigh. And we'll bow down here. And then all the way around towards the right foot. And we'll bow down here. And then back to center. As you inhale, let's lift the ribs. On the exhale, walk the hands forward and down. Now if the forehead doesn't touch the earth here, stack the fists one on top of the other. Or you could put a block or a pillow or anything really underneath there. But you want that third eye point to have some pressure against it. And you want to have this left hip crease reaching towards the right heel so you're not just sitting down on the right side. And then let your gaze turn inward here. It's a great opportunity as we pause and kind of turn in to see how our practice is moving through the body, to let yourself observe that sense of internal heat, of fire that you've created, and then using a nice strong breath and exhale, maybe Ujjayi breath if you've got it in your practice. You'll try to spread that heat wherever it's needed in the body. Maybe first here using it in that outer right hip to create some space, but also to release any other tensions that you're aware of as you're folded in here. Just a couple more rounds of breath. All right, last one. And then we'll start to walk the hands in. Tuck your back toes. And make your way back into down dog. Once you get back there, take that right knee up, bend the knee, stir inside the hip socket. Move the energy through that space in the body, and then set it down. Okay, let's go left leg up into the air when you're ready. Straighten that leg, turn the toes to face the floor, navel to the spine, maybe reach that right hand back. All right, take the right hand down. Roll that hip open, bend the knee. You can stay here or flip your dog if you'd like. Lifting the hips, turning the left palm down. And then from here, let's drop the hips. Look at the floor, pivot on the ball of the right foot. Left knee comes behind the left wrist, left ankle behind the right wrist. Line up that back leg from hip to heel. Walk the hands in, lift those hips up a little bit. And then square them off. Now walk your hands all the way around towards your left thigh. And then all the way around towards the left foot. And then back to center. Inhale, lift the chest. Try to get your whole torso forward and down. Again, letting the forehead rest, keeping keeping that right hip crease pressing forward towards the left heel. So you keep this pose active even as you're trying to find that sense of surrender. And you draw your shoulder heads away from your ears a little more. Like, can you relax the jaw? Keep that right hip crease actively pressing forward so that as you exhale, you're making the most room possible on the outside of that left hip. Just a couple more rounds of breath here. Last breath. And then start to walk the hands in. And from here, you tuck your back toes, make your way back into downward facing dog. And then once you get back there, take that left leg up, bend the knee, stir inside the hip socket, right? Moving energy all around through that space in the body. And then set it down. Okay, last down dog for today's practice, folks. So just kind of hold it here if you like. You can walk in place if you'd like. One last vinyasa, please feel free. Moving slowly and on the breath if you choose to take one. And then we'll all bring the knees back to the earth and sit back in child's pose. This time with the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. And then folding down into this little ball here. Let the shoulder heads rest so the fingertips are by the toes. And then from here, only if you have no issues with the neck at all, you'll grab a hold of the heels and lift the hips, rolling up onto the crown of the head. And then bring the seat back down. Bring the palms onto the thighs and unwind the spine as we roll back up. Good. Keeping those collarbones spread apart here. Bow the chin into the chest to stretch out the neck a little bit. And then roll the chin along the collarbones, go right ear to right shoulder. You can take the left hand to the floor beside you. Maybe allow that right hand to rest on the left temple. And don't pull, just let the weight of your hand make some room here. Relaxing the right shoulder, and then try to breathe. Exhale down the whole left side of the neck. And then looking down past the right thigh, slip the hand to the back of the head. Feeling that stretch move in the neck. And then release the right hand, roll the chin along the collarbone, the left ear to left shoulder. And maybe let that left hand find the right temple. Maybe half binding the right arm if that feels good. Try to sit up as tall as you can with the shoulders stacking over the hips. And then look down past that left thigh, hand to the back of the head. And then release the left hand, roll the chin back to center, release the right hand, take the gaze up, and then just look right and look left. Good job, come back to center. You're gonna swing your hips over to the right, and let's extend the left leg straight out in front of you with the right heel tucked in, maybe towards that same side grade. Danu Shirshasana. So keep the left hand by the left hip. And again, sit up nice and tall. Let's extend the right arm all the way up into the air. Put a tiny turn in your torso so your heart's facing the top of the left foot. Let's go right thumb down towards the earth. Grab a hold of wherever you can. It doesn't have to be the foot. You can go outside the leg, anywhere, but find this length here. Lift the chest, and on the exhale, as you bend the right elbow to the right, draw your lower belly in so you feel your lower back elongate. Heart is going to reach forward and down. And then let's lift the chest up, and then from here bring the sole of your right foot to the ground, preparing for Ardha Matsyendrasana. So you can do this twist with the foot here, you can cross it over to the pinky toe side of the left foot, or even tuck that left heel under. Even out the sitting bones on the ground. And let's bring the right hand back behind you like a second spine, and on your inhale, let's fly this left arm all the way up into the air, and then on the exhale, take the elbow outside the knee. You can hug around that knee as well, a little deeper if you're across the body like that. Maybe join the thumb and forefinger of the left hand. Lift the sternum up. Try to keep your chin right over your heart for this kind of truer twist through the midsection of the body. Returning the gaze backward over that back shoulder kind of shortens the twist in the torso and just turns the neck. All right, a little counter twist in the other direction. And then we'll switch sides. Extend the right leg, tuck that left heel in towards the same side, growing. Flexing the right foot, take the right hand by the right hip, lift the left arm up, a little turn in the torso, and let's fold forward and down. Now keep the right knee soft as you fold here, and with every breath, just find a little movement. Inhale, find length through the torso, and on the exhale, bend the elbow out to the side. And then lift the chest up. Let's bring the sole of the left foot to the ground, and you can do this twist either here, or tucking that right heel under. Even out the sitting bones on the ground. Try to plant that left foot. Bring the left hand back behind you like a second spine, and your inhale, let's fly the right arm up into the air. And then on the exhale, we'll take a twist. Maybe joining the thumb and forefinger of that right hand. Lift the sternum up. And then a little counter twist in the other direction. All right, coming back to center here. Unwind those legs. Let's bring soles of the feet to the earth. Start off with the fingertips in towards your seat, and now let's lift the hips up. Keep the gaze right up towards the sky so the neck is really nice and long here. And then from here, we're going to bring the seat back down. Crisscross the forearms over the shins, pull the elbows apart, and bow the chin in. Okay, lift the gaze upward. Now, same pose. You can either go tabletop, bringing the hands down, or more advanced, extending the legs out in Purvatonasana, upward plank. So roll the shoulder heads back, point the feet, and as you lift the hips, try to get the soles of the feet to plant on the earth. Just trying to free the front of the body, and then flexing the feet, come to sit all the way upright. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up here. We're going to do a little twist before we take our stretch. So long, long, long through the torso. You're going to turn to the right, open the arms out in line with the collarbones. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, twist to the right, pause here, bring the left hand outside that right foot. See if you can deepen the twist for yourself a little bit, maybe lifting up that right leg. Good, very gently float the right heel back down, lift the torso up, exhale, twist to the left, maybe grabbing a hold of the outside of that left foot, turning the heart open, and maybe lifting that leg up here. Again, find that length through the spine, and then gently floating the left heel down. Reach both arms up, navel in. Let's take this all the way forward and down, Paschimottanasana. Keep those knees a little soft even here, deep flex through the feet. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, draw it in. Okay, bring the hands by the hips. and lift the chest up. From here, you're gonna bend the knees, and then find the sitting bones, bring the hands underneath the thighs, and we'll lift the legs again. Press up through the ball mounts of the feet, maybe extend the arms up and lift the heart. And we'll just hold it here for a moment or two. Relax your face. You can even close the eyes here and just find that lift of the chest, front body pressing into the back of the body. One more round of breath here. And then you'll slowly start to make your way all the way back down onto your spine. Heels will rest, head rests, stretch the arms overhead. Nice big full body stretch here. On the exhale, draw the left knee in towards your chest. Hold it here. Lengthen your left hip crease towards the foot of the mat. You can roll out that left ankle. Open and close the toes. Point and flex the foot. And now let's take the right hand outside the left knee and we'll go across the body here. Bring the left arm out in line with the collarbone, left palm up to face the sky, maybe scooting that right hip a little closer to the center of the mat. And then coming back to center, soles of the feet onto the earth, reset the hips, extend the left leg, this time hug the right knee in. And we'll hold it here for a moment. Point and flex the foot, open and close the toes. You're gonna roll out the ankle. And then taking left hand outside the right knee, let's go across the body here. Bring the right arm out in line with the collarbone, maybe left hip scoots a little closer to the center of the mat to line up the spine a little bit straighter. And then let's come back to center, and then soles of both feet on the floor and reset the hips. Let's stay here with the ankles underneath the knees, the arms right alongside the body as we prep for bridge pose. So from here, fingertips just about brushing the heels is usually a good measurement for bridge pose. We want to keep the gaze right up towards the sky so that the sides of the neck stay nice and long. From here, you'll press the heels into the earth to lift the hips up, maybe coming up onto the balls of the feet, roll one shoulder and then the other underneath you. And as you press the pinky sides of the hands into the ground, you can let the heels come back to the ground or not. Some people prefer that bigger arc in the low back and bridge with the heels lifted. For others of you, you might like the work of the hamstrings and the glutes here as you press down with the heels. Let the chin reach away from the heart. Relax the face. One more breath. And then back up onto the balls of the feet to unwind the shoulders. Roll it down one vertebra at a time. And let's bring the knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side here. And then flexing the feet, let's go happy baby. Grabbing either the arches or the pinky sides of the feet, maybe rocking a little side to side here. And then we'll guide the soles of the feet together and let the pinky sides of the feet touch the earth and let the arms rest where you're comfortable, either overhead or in cactus. Take a big deep breath in here. And then open up the mouth. And then place one hand on the heart and one hand on the solar plexus again. And you'll pause here and just get in touch with the movement of energy in your practice today and how that's affected the body. And let yourself check in and see if there's anything else that you might need or want from your practice today. And if so, please feel free to make any final transitions that you might be wanting. And then when you're ready, you find the shape of your Shavasana. Extending the arms and legs. Letting the feet roll open the distance of the mat. letting the palms face up towards the sky. As you find the breath again, start to notice the rise and fall of the belly, and bring yourself back to that light that you connect with your breath. Maybe finding the light a little brighter, a little more powerful after creating all of that internal heat in the body. And let this be your morning meditation. Allow yourself to fill with light with every inhalation, and as you exhale, and use the breath to spread this sensation of lightness wherever you need it in the body or the mind. Feel yourself being at one with the sense of lightness. Feel the power of the fire you created within, dissolving anything that's unwelcomed. Any heaviness, any darkness. Take the time and do the work to become this being of light. Allow it to surround you and protect you. Take these moments to pause so that wherever you go, wherever you find yourself, you are this being of light, always bringing a sense of brightness to the situation instead of adding to its heaviness. Give yourself the permission to take just a moment or so and float in this healing pool of light that you've created for yourself, where you feel entirely supported and yet weightless, as if you were floating. And then just let yourself breathe in conjunction with this light, and let everything else go away. Now begin to deepen your breath. And start to invite some gentle movements back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, and without opening the eyes, start to draw your knees in towards your chest and make your way onto your right side. And again, keeping the eyes closed, use the left hand to press back up into a comfortable cross-legged seat. And when you arrive, allow the palms to rest face up with the thumb and forefinger to touch. And we'll close our practice the way we always do, our Saturday morning crew, by joining our voices in the sound of Om. So I'm going to unmute you guys for this so we can Om together. All right, so from here, take a nice big deep inhale. Now bring the palms together at the heart and bow the chin into the chest. And take this last moment of our practice to thank and to honor yourselves for all that you are and all that you do and all that you bring to this world, which would not be the same without you. I thank you for sharing yourselves and your practice with me. It was my great and humble honor to guide you. May this practice bring you a greater sense of lightness in body, mind, and spirit. Om Shanti and Namaste. Oh, I think our speaker's not working. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay. Now I have to get Sumati's class all set up because